Alright, what's up beautiful jellyfish? It's Tracy. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. Today I'm going to be doing a real talk for you guys, talking about my quarter-life crisis, if you will, about what magic deck I want to play in Modern. So, okay, yesterday, I was hanging out with my good friend Paul, right? And, I don't even know, like, how we got onto the topic of talking about Modern. Like, we kind of just talk about Magic, like, a lot, because we will play Magic and stuff, so it just kind of happens. So, like, I got into the topic and I was like, what deck in Magic do I want to play? And so I had been on this idea for, like, a couple of weeks now of playing Abzan, right? So I proxied up Little Kid Abzan and I playtested it, and I was like, no, this is not the deck. Like, I felt like it was, like, Cinderella, and I was, like, trying on, like, what is that, like, the shoe thing where you try it on if the shoe fits or whatever, and no shoes were fitting. I was like, nothing was working, and I was like, I don't like this deck, I like casting Siege Rhino, and I like casting Pet to Exile and Hand Sharpen spells, and that was about, and Sorin, I like Sorin. And the thing about Lingering Souls is I'm so used to seeing Lingering Souls getting, like, bigger, and stuff. Don't get me wrong, the deck is sweet, Little Kid Absent's still really awesome, but, like, it's not the deck for me. It's just not. And that's, like, something that I think is kind of cool in Magic, is that you can do different things that you want to do. And, you know, if you're a control player, you can play control deck, like, things like that, you can do that. So what I did is I went to MTG Top 8 and I looked at all the decks and I said which ones I don't want to play. So let's talk about Magic decks and what decks I don't want to play and what decks I'm thinking about. Burn. No, I will not play Burn. If anything, if I ever built Burn, I'd build Jund Burn so that I could run Tasigur, but I can't see myself being a Burn player. Affinity. I'm actually considering running Affinity. Jund, potentially. I feel like Jund does so much damage to himself. Also, I don't want to cast Dark Confidant. Are there other cards you don't want to cast? I don't want to cast that magic card. I don't. I want to cast Liliana of the Veil. That seems sweet. I don't want to cast, Bob. I just don't want to do it. Junk, I tried it. Didn't work. Zoo, maybe. Merfolk, nah. I tried. I collected a couple cards for it, and then I was like, nope. Soul Sisters, no. And then Hate Bears, no. Boggles, no. No, I will not play Boggles. Bant, maybe. That was pretty much those things. Control, Tron, no. Grixis Control, yes. Gifts, maybe Gifts. Fairies? No. Combo. I'm not even gonna look at Combo, because I don't want to play Combo. I just don't want to do it. After playing Bloom Titan, I don't want to play Combo. I just don't want to do it. So yes, those were my feelings, in short, about how those decks are. So then, of course, because I'm me, I posted this on Facebook. I got some A+ responses from my friend. Here was my status. Someone tell me what Modern deck to play, because I don't like anything. So someone listed a bunch of things, said, Burn, Land, Super Friends, Storm, Robots, definitely Robots, and I said, probably Affinity. And so we're talking about it, whatever, and so one of my other friends was like, Burn is fun, and Goblin Guides are expensive, and I was like, yeah, money does not matter. I was like, that's totally fine. So, we're talking about Affinity, and if you want to know the reason why I'm friends with one of my friends, Tyler, this is why. He writes in all caps, the All-Star Tin Man Band is the only name for robots. That made me laugh. I was like, I love you, Tyler. And then someone suggested Tron, and then I said, because I actually like playing Magic, I'm not gonna build Tron. It's like, I feel like I come off with this thing where I hate Tron. It's not that I hate Tron, it's that I won't play it. I think the deck is super good. I would never build that deck. I just can never ever see myself. That and Lantern Control, I would never build those decks, because I could not see myself running that and having fun. Some people find that fun. I don't. And that's totally cool. You build whatever deck you want. You build whatever deck you're gonna have fun with. There's some people who can cast Magic cards that they don't like. I am not one of those people. I have to like the cards that I'm casting. Okay, so, So one of my friends then commented, 36 bears, okay. One of my other friends who he and I were talking about how, like, we can't find decks in Modern that we like. He's like, you sound like me now, and I was like, yep, I do. And someone said Abzan, someone said Kiki Cord, and then another one of my friends was like, that deck is bad, and I was like, excuse me, Kiki Cord is a good deck. I like that deck. Tyler said Fairies, because he likes Fairies a lot. Someone said Ad Nauseam, Living Twin. I potentially may do Twin. I kind of like Twin. Like, I kind of, if I did Twin, I would do, like, the Coral Helm, Retreat to Coral Helm and Dryad Arbiter combo, because that seems sweet. Someone said Gifts Ungiven. one of my friends has an Omnarsence deck, he calls it. It's like, it runs Omniscience and Narset. It's the greatest thing ever. Like, I would never play it, but I love it. And then someone said Storm, and I said no, I never build Storm. And then one of my friends who I just got into Magic said cats. This whole Facebook conversation is really beautiful, if you can't tell. Okay, and then someone said, if you like attacking with giant spaghetti monsters, on turn 3, or casting them on turn 4, I have the deck for you. I actually don't know what deck it is that he's talking about. So, moral of the story from this is that I went through a situation last night where I had absolutely no idea what deck to play in Modern, and I was kind of like looking at all these other decks and stuff like that, and then I was like, what do I do with myself? So in about 7.5 minutes, I proxied up Grixis Control, and I said before, I was like, I'm so not a control player. And here's the deal, is one of the things that I like doing in Magic is I like, and I feel very comfortable interacting with my opponent's board. When I played Bloom Titan, it made me a little uncomfortable. I don't have interactions. Literally, I had no interaction in my entire thing. So, given a lot of my creatures acted as removal, like Hornet Queen, Inferno Titan, things like that, but that wasn't enough. Elves had no removal. Black-white tokens had a comfortable amount of removal for me. I was running Path to Exiles and Hand Disruption spells. Now, when I went to Abzan, the problem with Little Kid Abzan is that it doesn't run any removal excluding Path to Exile. It does not run Hand Disruption spells. My build was different because I was running Hand Disruption spells, and it doesn't even run Abrupt Decay, and I'm just like, this is weird. And then I was like, maybe I could go like the more traditional Abzan route, but I was like, no, I like Little Kid Abzan. I like the more like, and then I was just like, then I realized in that moment, I was like, I don't know what I want to do. So I was like, I'm going to proxy up Grixis Control because I want to cast Tasigur. I want to do it. I want to cast that card. I feel very comfortable with a card like that. I proxied up Grixis Control last night, and I was like, wow, this deck is sweet. It, like, I really like Kolaghan's Command. That card is amazing. Oh my goodness, that card is fantastic. Like, it just, I did not realize quite how good that card was until it was used against me, and then until I cast it, I was like, wow. Electrolyze, so amazing, so good. Lightning Bolt, I mean, yeah, Lightning Bolt is Lightning Bolt, it's really good. Remands, Tasigur, Gurbag Angler, Snapcaster Mage. Like, I actually threw in my deck, the new Jace, and I don't like him that much. Like, he's good, but I don't know. I don't know if he's, like, if he's something that I want to do in the deck. I'm actually mainboarding, I'll link my deck list below. It's tentative. Like, a lot of the cards are gonna stay, like, the same, but, like, I'm gonna toy around with it. Young Pyromancer, I put him in the deck, and he's super great. So, only 2, just as a 2 of. He's really, really fantastic. So I kind of took, like, I guess, I mean, actually, I'm trying to think if Patrick Chapin's list does, because that's what I kind of based it off of. I'm trying to think if Patrick Chapin's list does run Young Pyromancer. I'm not sure. I'm not running Cryptic Command, though, because I just don't really want to play it. Like, I understand that it's a good Magic card, but, like, I don't know if I want to cast it. I'm not sure yet. Like, there's a couple of things that I'm still unsure of in the deck, but I'm going to figure it out through playtesting, so, yeah. This just, like, really goes to show, like, I would highly recommend like, proxying a deck before you play it. I think that is such a strong thing to do, because then you just realize, like, wow, I don't want to play this, or these are things that I do want to play, so. Actually, I'll pull up my list right now. This is a very casual video, by the way, I hope you guys don't mind. I'm wearing my new flower crown that I got, which I'm really, really in love with. I saw it, and if you guys have ever seen the show Reign before, there's this flower crown that Mary, Queen of Scots, wore in one episode, and I was like, I want that flower crown so badly, and this is similar to it. Like, this, like, looks basically exactly like it. Hers flowers are a little bit darker. I think they're a little bit darker red, but I don't even care. I saw this and I was like, I need this flower crown in my life. I love flower crowns. They're, like, one of my favorite things. So, which, by the way, where did my other, oh, there's my other flower crown. I was like, where'd it go? So, my Grixis Control deck is, let's see. It's running very standard stuff. I mean, it's actually running 2 Gurbag Anglers. I didn't update this fully. It's doing 1 Ashiok Nightmare Weaver, because that card's sweet, Serum Visions, I mean, really, all this stuff is very, very standard, I think, for the most part. Like, it's not doing anything super, like, out of the ordinary or anything like that. It's really fun, though. Like, the mana base is a little bit different. I'm running... Wow, this is not updated. I need to update this. I'm doing 21 lands because the original deck runs 22, and I've actually found that it was a little bit much. The mana base is going to hurt me, though, because Scalding Torrents are, like, a lot of money. And then I'm going to need Snapcaster Mages, like, that's going to hurt. It's going to hurt a lot, but you know what it is? Like, with the value of the stuff in my Black-White Tokens deck, my Black-White Tokens deck right now is valued at 300, and my Elf deck is valued at, like, 450. And this deck right now is valued at 800 without the sideboard. I'm sorry, it's 800. Right now I don't have sideboard built, but I have 2 Blood Moons in the sideboard and those reach like $40, so it'll be about like, say just take out those Blood Moons. It'll be about like 700, and it also does not include like other cards that I have in my binder and stuff like that. So, yeah. At the moment, I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. It's probably going to be this, though, because I playtested it last night and I was like, this deck is really cool. It does not have a super great elf matchup, though I think after sideboard it gets infinitely better because I run, Izzet Staticaster in the sideboard and, Anger of the Gods, which they just can't do too much about, so it's actually great. Like, I actually like it. Like, it's actually running more basics than Shocklands. And to be honest, something I found is that maybe it's just like me needing to get used to that, and that was one of the things that was weird about Abzan. I thought that there was too many shocks and too many fetches, and I did not like it. I feel comfortable, like, with basic lands and stuff like that. Like, I am not a huge fan of casting, like, you know, all Shocklands are fine, but, like, only in small numbers. Like, I don't want to be like, I'm gonna run like 4, like, no, I don't want to do that. So the mana base is kind of weird, but I gotta play around with it. I'm also running Creeping Tar Pit, which is amazing. Can we talk about Creeping Tar Pit? It is fantastic. It is like 3 mana. I'm gonna make a 3/2 unblockable. Super sweet. It's really amazing. And Desolate Lighthouse is super good as well, so I'm really excited for that for the looter. And Thought Scour is just really good, and, you know, it has a lot of answers, and I really like that. That was something that I just wanted. I want to be, like, in control, and I want to know what's going on the board. That's something that I want to be doing. I want to have answers, and that was something that I realized that if I'm going to do that, I'm probably going to need to build a control deck. Am I a control player? Not really. I mean, given I'm an aggro player, so I am actually going to see if I can potentially get away with running 3 Gurmag Anglers, because that's what Chapin did, and I really like casting Gurmag Angler. I really like casting Tessiger too. Oh, super good. So I gotta play around with it. Like I said, the deck is, don't be like super critical. It's still up in the works. I'm still playtesting it, and I'm gonna see where it goes. So, but I do have some cards for it as well. Like I have, what do I have in this deck already? I have, like, I'm gonna get the bolts from a friend, so that's not a huge deal. I have a playset of Remans and Thought Scours. I have an Ashiok, 2 Tassigers, Gurmags, and I can get the Young Pyromancers. Those are not super expensive, so it's going to be an expensive deck, but once I get rid of the pieces of my other decks, and Paul is actually potentially interested in like, getting my elf deck from me because he likes it so much. He was playing it, and he was like, this deck is so fun. I was like, yeah, it is really fun. It's a really good deck. It's just, it doesn't have main board answers, and that's not something that I feel comfortable with. And that's okay. Like, I think it's, like, that is, I think, a huge priority of knowing who you are as a Magic player, is how comfortable do you feel without having answers. I think that, you know, I think most people feel very comfortable with that, which is why I think it is good to go more on the control route and compared to aggro. And like I said, you know, what's kind of good about a lot of this is that a lot of these are staples that I can use in other stuff, so if I ever do decide to build Twin or something like that in the future, I can, like, you know, the deck's, like, pretty much right there. So yeah, yeah, that was my rambling video where I talked to you guys about, I have no idea what I'm doing in Modern right now. I have no idea what's going on. Like, what I did is I threw together, like, a list of cards that I was thinking about, which I'm actually gonna delete because, like, it was 4-color, and there's no possible way that I'm gonna do 4-color. So I'm gonna delete this, but it basically just ran cards that I felt like I wanted to cast. Like, there's Sorin, Geist, I like Geist, Resto Angel, Scavenging Ooze, Path to Exile, like, just things like that. It was 4-color, everything but red. So, yeah, it was just something that I was, like, toying around with, and it just didn't go anywhere, and, like, you know, it's whatever. Like, I'm just gonna see how this deck works, and, like, you know, yeah, we'll see where it goes from there. Let me know if you guys have ever gone through this where you're like, I have no idea what deck to play. I don't know what cards I want to cast. Let me know in the comments below, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.